Hi everybody! Long time no see! It's Miss Amy! Hey guys, I'm sorry it's been so long since I've seen you, and I'm hoping to get better at doing this reading thing again. Life got busy, life got hectic, and I just didn't have a lot of time to come out and read some fun books, so I'm excited that it is summer break time and I have some more time to spend with you. So today I'm going to read a book that's called The Dot, and it is written by Peter H. Reynolds. Peter H. Reynolds does not have just the illustrator's name, so maybe the writer is the illustrator. It's put out by Candlewick Press, but I'm not seeing anything about an illustrator. Now, this was given to me by a friend, and so I'm really excited. Oh, it says that the illustrations were done in watercolor ink and tea. Ooh, I've never heard of illustrating with tea, but it doesn't say who it was. So I'm going to go with Peter H. Reynolds, maybe? Anyways, remember, boys and girls and all you out there listening, Miss Amy does not own the rights to the book. She just owns the book, and she's glad she gets to share it with you. So let's go ahead and crack the spine of The Dot, and let's get into this book and see what The Dot is all about. I will admit, just a second ago, my youngest, Lila, was in here. She was reading this book, and it was approved by her, so I hope it's a great book. I have not read it. All right, so there's our first page, The Dot. All right. So by looking at this book, boys and girls, what do you think? What do you infer? What's your prediction the book might be about? Think about it. What do you think The Dot is about? I can already tell that I'm going to probably like the illustrations, the pictures in the book. Let's see. I also love that the drawings are a little simple because Miss Amy, she can't draw. All right. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Boys and girls, what are we supposed to do in art class? Is our paper supposed to be empty like Vashti's paper? Vashti? Do you think that might be a problem? Let's see what happens. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear! In a snowstorm, she said. Boys and girls, did you see a polar bear? Did you see anything on that paper? Let's go back and look at that paper a little closer. Back to that page. Look at her paper. Do you see a polar bear? But the teacher says it's a polar bear in a snowstorm. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. I feel your pain, Vashti. I can't draw either. And here we see the teacher and Vashti. Thinking Vashti might be a little frustrated. Do you think the teacher's doing a good job? I think she's being pretty kind, boys and girls. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. I think that's a great recommendation. Boys and girls, there was a time, and I've even had my girls do it, where I took like a marker or a pencil or something, and I looked up, because I just wanted something to do. And I just made dots all over the paper. All over my paper. And then I took time and I connected the dots, even though I didn't know where to start, where to go next, or whatever. And then at the end, I looked at the picture and I was like, oh, it's a whatever. And I would color the picture. Maybe I'll do a video on that after this. That's a great idea. You guys are sparking ideas in Miss Amy's brain. All right, so her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. There! Ooh. I'm not very good at art, but I know that art should be enjoyable. You see this right here? This was made for Miss Amy. It was painted because Miss Amy loves giraffes. Ah! Art should be enjoyable. That was also made for Miss Amy because I knew that Miss Heidi, who made it for me, enjoyed art. Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and said quietly, "Now sign it." Okay. So the teacher had Vashti, make a dot, and then it's just a plain dot on the paper, and now she's telling Vashti, sign it, put your name on it. I mean, boys and girls, we should always put our name on our papers. In fact, at the end of the school year, I had my students memorizing, every day we do the same. First, we must write our names. So we got to put our names on our paper. So that's a good idea from the teacher, don't you think? Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. Oh, boys and girls, I like the way that Vashti's looking at this. I may not be good at drawing, but I can write my name. That is a very positive way to look at things. We may not be able to do things. Miss Amy cannot draw, but there's other things I can do. What's something you can do, boys and girls? I bet you some of you are good swimmers. Some of you can ride bikes. Some of you can paint. Some of you can sing or play the piano or do wonderful somersaults. We all are good at something. What are you good at? All right, let's continue because I want to see what comes out of this. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised. She was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn. Her dot! Her dot, boys and girls, was behind the teacher's desk. What? All framed in swirly gold. Ooh, if it's in gold, you know it's special. Look at that, boys and girls. Have you ever had a picture hung in your teacher's office or behind their desk? That must mean you're pretty special. Maybe it was hung up in the hallway. On Mama's refrigerator. Ooh, or on Daddy's desk at work. You must have done a good job. I can make a better dot than that. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Ooh, what do you think, boys and girls? What's Vashti gonna do? She's motivated. She's not very proud of that dot, even though her teacher is. And now she wants to do better. You know, sometimes when we do something we don't like, we gotta try, and do better. Right, boys and girls? Vashti painted and painted. A yellow dot, a green dot, a red dot, a blue dot. Well, wow, she's getting very creative, isn't she, boys and girls? The blue mixed with yellow? Ooh, what color did that make? When you take blue and yellow, what does it make? Did you guess it? Let's see. Let's see what the book says. I know what it is, and I bet you lots of you know what it is, but let's see what the book says. She discovered, what a good word, she found. That means this art project is kind of turning into a science project. She's not only an artist, boys and girls, she's a scientist. What? She discovered that she could make a green dot. Woo! Blue and yellow make green. Look at that. It's kind of like a chef when you make two ingredients and it makes something tastier. She's mixed two colors and it made something better. Wow! Vashti kept experimenting. Ooh, there's another science word. She was trying this and trying that. Lots of little dots in many, many colors. There's Vashti painting away. There's her painting getting a little better. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti's challenging herself. She's trying to do something she's never done before. That's exciting, boys and girls. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on a bigger paper to make bigger dots. Whoa, bigger dots. She started out with making one tiny little dot, and now she's making big, colorful dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. Wait, what? Boys and girls, how do you make a dot without painting a dot? Ah, the illustration. The picture give us some context clues, some little text clues in there. Let's see if we can look at the second picture and see what that means. So here's our first picture of Vashti making bigger dots on a bigger paper. Now let's see how she made a dot without painting a dot. Ah, she went around the dot and didn't paint nothing at all, and therefore, dun dun dun, it made a dot. Wow. At the school art show, a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Oh, wow. Boys and girls, look at all of Vashti's dots. She started out making a teeny tiny plain little dot, and now she has her own collection at the school art show of all the many dots that she made. Look what can happen with just one tiny dot. Vashti noticed the little boy gazing up at her. You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. I bet you can, said Vashti. Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Neither can Miss Amy, boys and girls. Neither can Miss Amy. I can't even draw a straight line with the ruler. The struggle is real, folks. Vashti smiled. Sometimes we're really good at smiling. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. Show me. Ooh, she's challenging the little boy like her teacher challenged her. Show me. The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Sounds like Miss Amy too. I get a little shaky when I draw lines. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle. And then she said, look at the boy's squiggle. What do you think she said? Make a prediction. Guess. What do you think she said? Please sign it. Oh, that's what her teacher said, isn't it? Please sign it. The end. Then I'd like to add that it says that this book was dedicated to Mr. Matson, his 7th grade math teacher. So, who is it? Peter H. Reynolds, 7th grade math teacher who dared me to make my mark. The end. Boys and girls, this was a wonderful book. I'm so glad I shared it with you. And I just want to remind you that you may not think you can do something, but when you try, you might be surprised about how many people enjoy what you have done. So thank you, boys and girls, for listening to Miss Amy this morning. or this afternoon, I just want you to go out and try and then sign it. Try, try, try. Never give up on what you think you want to do. At least try it so you can see if you can do it, or if, better yet, if you like doing it. So boys and girls, if you are watching this or listening to this before bedtime, good night and sleep tight.